Namaste and welcome to this practice. We'll be moving through some standing postures today and into the side body to find strength and space. But as always, I'll offer variations for the postures for you to find what it is that you're needing on this particular occasion. So please stay tuned into your breath and allow your breath to guide you through your practice. And to begin doing so, find your comfortable seat. It may be sitting back on the heels or crossing the legs. But could you for a moment place one hand lightly on the chest and one down on the lower belly? Let the lips lightly touch and take a long, smooth breath in through the nose. And an even longer, smooth breath out through the nose. And taking a long breath in and feeling that breath moving all the way to the center of your brain. And perhaps on this next exhale, you could allow the eyes to close all the way down and begin to turn your attention more and more within. Following the breath to draw you a little deeper into the feeling within your body right now. Notice if there's any hardness physically. Is there a hardness with the breath that you could aim to soften? And to do this, perhaps you could let go of a little more control and simply notice that breath moving in and moving out very slowly, without much effort at all. And noticing that that hand that's resting on the belly is the one that's moving more than the top hand. Because as you expand the belly, the diaphragm lifts up and creates space. And this diaphragmatic breathing is the most effective way to drop into your body and calm the nervous system. So what if you were to stay with just 3 more breaths like this, inhaling silently, and on the exhale, counting 3 in your mind. And twice more like that as you count all the way down to 1. Notice how you're now arriving within your body. You can either stay in the seated position you are in or join me here, sitting back onto the heels. Let the hands come forward on the knees or the thighs. And then as you breathe in, slide them back, lift the chest and take the shoulders back. And on the exhale, tuck the chin in and roll the shoulders forward. Nice and slow here as you breathe in, feel the breath moving, opening the body. And breathing out, releasing through the spine, through the neck, shoulders and head. And allowing your breath to guide the movement, so that will determine the pace as well. So just moving with a pace and a rhythm that feels really good for you here. You might even make the movement a little bigger as you exhale, folding forward. And you could do this in your cross-legged position as well, folding over the shins. And inhale to come up and stretch the back, open the chest. And exhale, rocking forward. Release the weight of the head forward. Just twice more like this. Exhale to fold and let go. Surrender. surrender to gravity drawing you down, and then enjoy that inhale that lifts and expands you. The next time the spine is upright, you can come forward onto the hands and knees, spread the fingers wide, and just have the hands a little wider than the shoulders, knees apart. And as you breathe in, scoop the chest up, lift the tail. And as you breathe out, round the spine and tuck the tail under as you look inward. Inhale to scoop up and exhale to round. And then adding on to this a little here. So as you float the chest through and round through the spine, you might be able to lengthen out that exhale again as you reach back into your extended child's pose. And as soon as you're ready to breathe in, draw the chest through between the hands, lift up. Exhale to round, and then take the weight of the hips down over the heels. Drawing the chest across the earth. And just one more time. And as you find that neutral spine, you're moving to the right side. So right hand, right knee are in the same line, and the right foot flips out to the side. Bring the left foot in that same line. You could always use a block underneath this hand here as well. Bring the left hand down towards the mat, and as you inhale, open across the chest. Maybe look up to the fingertips. Close down that book as you exhale. Hand comes to the earth, and inhale, skimming across the front of the body. Keep pressing into that left little toe. So you'll feel that length and reach through the left side of the body. And you could imagine that that bottom hand, the right hand, is a little more active as it reaches back towards the bent knee. So good. All right, bring that hand down and find your way back onto hands and knees. You can take the hips down over the heels, but keep the arms lifted and long. Breathe in, come forward into your half plank, so shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, extending into child's pose. So feel yourself pressing into all of the fingertips and the thumb tips, and keep the belly engaged here. Exhale to lengthen all the way back. And just once more, looking forward. And as you sink the hips down, stay buoyant through the armpits, but imagine the armpits are coming to wrap around and almost face each other down there. So you should feel that space between the shoulder blades. And then coming forward. So we move to the left side now. Left hand, left foot flips off to the side. I will stay this way so you can see the alignment. Left hand under the shoulder. Point the toes to the long side, the opposite long side of your mat. And then as you inhale, skim that right hand across the body and up to the ceiling. Exhale and float that hand back down. So if it's okay for your neck, you can follow those right fingertips with your gaze. And anchor down through that right little toe. Imagine that left heel of the hand is dragging back towards that left bent knee. We'll do this just once more, so opening up and expand from palm to palm. And then bringing the hand all the way down. Let's reposition the hands there so they're a little wider than the shoulders. Step the knees back so you're in this half plank position, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale to look forward, feel the spine long, and stay long as you exhale and take the hips back down. Take a breath in, come forward. And this time as you exhale, release all the way down to the earth. You can find Sphinx pose here. Come onto the forearms and drop the left shoulder as you look over the right. And coming back through center and dropping the right shoulder, looking over the left. Breathe in, come through the midline and exhale, a little heavier with the shoulder, the head. Using the breath to guide you as you move from side to side. And just feel yourself releasing any tension or tightness through the neck and the shoulders as you do this once more on each side. Enjoy returning to center where you can lower down, bring the hands under the shoulders, engage through the belly. Take a breath in, lift up through hands and knees, and exhale back up into downward facing dog. So hips lifting, knees are off lock, and remembering how you were wrapping those armpits under as you extended in your child's pose. See if you could feel the armpits smiling at each other again underneath you. So you should feel the shoulder blades starting to open a little there and find a bit more space. First downward dog, so just feel that stretching and space slowly being generated through the back of the legs. Then we'll take a breath in as we lift the right leg to the air, so extending all the way up. But rather than opening the right hip, drop that right hip a little more and extend up through to the toes. So we're not opening the hip here as such right now, but you'll feel the glutes switch on a little more for the support. You might be able to lift up a little higher on the ball of that left foot, extend the right leg a little higher into the air, and then bring that foot forward in between the hands. Come down to the back knee. Right knee over right ankle. Inhale and circle the arms up. And as you do that, feel the hips lift as well. So engage through the hips, draw the legs towards each other. Feel strength through that base. Inhale and reach a little taller to the fingertips. Bring the palms together and exhale all the way down through center. Take just one heart opening breath here. Inhale. Lift through the chest, bend through the elbows, and exhale, bring the hands back to center. Step back into your downward facing dog. Take the feet a little wider now than the hips, bend the knees, and then skin the hips from side to side. So as you bend the knees, let the heels move to one side. Inhale back through center, exhale to the other side. So it's really important to feel that even connection through the hands and the fingertips and the thumb tips. Feeling this twist and release through the side body. Coming back through center, come forward into your plank. So the feet are a little wider here, and that's okay. Then I'd like you to roll to the outside of the left foot, the inside of the right foot, and take the arm all the way up towards the ceiling. So your feet are like on a tightrope. I'll just switch sides here so you can see a little better. So that was why we had our feet wide, so we can open up through the feet in this way. That's it. Now remember, you can have the knee down like you did a moment ago as well. Come back through center. Find your way back into downward facing dog. Come forward into your full plank, or you could take half plank as you did before. Exhale to release all the way down. Finding cobra or sphinx is available. Hands come wider than the mat. Inhale, lift on up. Stay bent through the elbows. Engage through the top of the feet into the mat. So remembering we're wanting to open up through the upper back here. So rather than just forcing this bend into the lower back, that's where having the elbows bent will begin to build that strength through the upper back. You can release all the way down. Inhale through hands and knees. Find extended child's pose. So arms are long, elbows and armpits are lifted. Feel the space in between the fingers as you widen the hands. Take a breath in and draw yourself forward, hands and knees. Curl the toes under, downward facing dog. So looking back at the feet, see the feet hip width apart and heels are working down towards the earth evenly. But most likely will not be touching. Let's take the left leg to the air. So once again, rather than like this, opening through the hip, I would like you to drop that left hip down. Stay a little bent through that right leg, reach the heel to the floor, while the left foot extends upward. So notice the little adjustments that are required through the hands to stay even through both hands and shoulders. You might be able to lift up onto the ball of the right foot a little more, kick that left leg up a little higher, and then bring the left foot forward. Come down to the right knee. As you take the arms up, feel the hips also lifting. Back knee, front heel drawing towards each other. Could you find a little more ease through the shoulders here? Inhale to the fingertips, bring the palms together. Exhale down through center. Inhale, open the heart, lift through the chest, maybe look up. Exhale, hands come down, framing the front foot. Step back into down dog. Widen the feet, bend the knees. Take the heels and the hips to the right. Feel the weight of the right hip wanting to drop to the earth. Inhale through center. Exhale to the other side. Once more on each side. You know you can do this on the hands and knees. You could just take a sway from side to side with the hips. If you're in your downward facing dog, the feet are wide. You're now rolling to the outside of the right foot, inside of the left foot. Or alternatively, bring the right knee down to the mat. Pressing into the fingertips on the bottom hand, extending brightly to the top hand. And release the hand all the way down. Shifting forward, inhale plank or half plank. Exhale, release. You have Sphinx or Cobra with you now. Otherwise, join me, Locust pose. Inhale. Arms reach back, toes reach back, chest bright. Releasing all the way down. Bring the hands under the shoulders, take a breath in, lift up through hands and knees. And finding child's pose as you exhale. This time in child's pose, you may like to open the knees a little wider. You could even bend the elbows. Support the head all the way to the earth. Or even make a little pillow under the forehead. And I'm sure right now you'll be able to hear the sound of your breath if you listen very closely. Encourage the breath to move in and out through the nose. Encourage the body to rest in stillness. Encourage the mind to be present and awake. Tune into a sense of newness in the body now as you begin to lift on up. Opening the eyes and seeing your space again as if for the first time. Find your way up into downward facing dog. Lengthening through the spine as you lift up a little through the front ribs. Gliding the right leg up into the air behind you, and this can also be done from hands and knees. As you exhale, bring the knee in towards the nose. Shoulders come over the wrists and you're in your tiger curl. Inhale to lift and lengthen. Exhale, curling in. Inhale, lift. Ready to bring that foot forward in between the hands now at the front of the mat. And setting up here for Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. So see the right knee over the right ankle. And hop the back foot forward so the whole back foot, the whole left foot can ground down. Front heel lines up with that back instep. So make those little adjustments as you need to, and just see that the back heel, the left heel, is turned out more than the left little toe. So in this way, we note then that the hips move naturally off to the front left corner of the mat. And rather than wanting to or needing to open the hips open and create any discomfort through the lower back, sacrum, SI joint, what if you were to open through the ribs? So the sacrum isn't for twisting, whereas the thoracic spine, the mid-spine, loves to twist. So what if you were to bring that twist from the lower ribs around to the long side of your mat? Check that the right knee is still over the right ankle. And then you could even take the arms parallel to the floor. And when you take that time and care to set up through all of the asanas, just like building a multi-story skyscraper, once the foundations are strong, there's a sense of security all the way up to the top. Let's turn the palms upward. Take a breath in and straighten the front leg as the hands lightly touch overhead. Exhale back into Warrior 2. Left hand moves down to the hip or the back leg. Inhale the right arm back up and over into Reverse Warrior. And you can choose where is best to place your gaze and where this left hand will support you best. Keep bending deliberately into that right knee. And could you even deliberately breathe a little more into this right side of the body? Feel the right side of the body opening up with every breath, willingly. And then if you were to continue leaning back and then straighten that right leg a little more, take one more long breath in. And remember that feeling of spaciousness through the right side as you reach the right hand forward, out past the right foot, and down to the inside of the right leg. Finding triangle pose. Again, rather than opening this left hip up, what if you were to open the left rib cage? Feel the right rib cage come around. Twist and open and free the thoracic spine. You could take the left arm up. And you could take the gaze anywhere that feels right for you right now, today. Reach up a little further through those top fingertips as you breathe in. Lift up and bend through that right knee to create a shelf. Resting the right elbow down, and could you reach that left arm up and over a little more and feel like an accordion, the left ribs opening as you bend out into those top fingertips. Notice, simply notice where that breath is being received in your body right now. The beauty of the yoga practice is that we move in a way that we don't often move in our day-to-day life. We start to familiarize ourselves and reconnect with our body in its complete form. Let's take that top arm down now past that left ear and walk the feet around so that they're turning the big toes in ever so slightly. So the feet are parallel, big toes turn in a little here into a snow plow. Knees are slightly off lock as you fold. You're welcome to stay centered here, or bring the left hand into the middle of your stance. Inhale and extend the right arm up. And exhale, let that right hand come down, the fingers caress the floor over to the left. Inhale to open. Notice again the rib cage is enjoying that twist. And the breath is finding all of this once forgotten space to move into. This last time, extending the right arm up and to engage into that bottom hand just a little more. Feel the brightness from palm to palm. And releasing all the way back down. And fold. As you bend into the knees a little more, lift up and turn the feet out so that as you bend the knees will track in line with the ankles, and you can press into the feet, take a breath in, bring the hands up, and exhale down through center. And just have a little check that the knees are where you think you wanted them to be. And then the hands can come and rest on those knees for that support. Draw up through the pelvic floor as you breathe in. And as you exhale, just dropping one shoulder across the body. Inhale, come back through center. Exhale to the other side. Feeling all 10 toes, the balls of the feet, the heels, that strong, supportive foundation. And as you come through center, power up through the feet, breathing in. Shift the hands to the hips, parallel the feet, again with a slight snow plow. And hinging from the hips as you exhale and fold. And melt your way down, all the way down. Bending the knees a little more if you need to, or even having a support under the hands, a stack of pillows or a yoga block or bolster, just to give you something to rest into. We're going to continue keeping the head low, bend the knees, and walk your way back around to the front of your mat so your hands are framing the right foot as you come into this runner's lunge. We're going to take that right leg back up into the air into a three-legged dog, so you can reach that all the way up.
Exhale and bring the knee in towards the nose, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, extend the leg. This time as you exhale, bring the knee towards the right armpit, shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, back up. We're going across to the left armpit. And as you finish this twist, bring the right foot out to the side. Left foot inside of the left foot engages, and you can lift the left arm up if you wish. So we're here in fallen star. And that right hip does want to reach down to the earth, but see if you can resist that. Stay lifted, buoyant, and bright. Left hand comes down. Maybe you can take that right leg into the air just one more time. And then finding pigeon pose, so right knee to right wrist. Lengthen the left leg back as you find the center of that left knee. Then allow yourself to melt all the way down. Using supports under the head or arms. And noticing, just as we began, the soft expansion of the lower belly as you breathe in. Every time. Aim to find just a little more space in between each breath now. Experience the breath slowing right down. You may even like to count these next 3 breaths from 3 to 1 on the exhale. Then you can begin to lift on up. Step your way back into downward facing dog. Bending the knees a little or a lot as you extend the hips up. Extend the heels down. Press forward into the hands. Lift up out of the wrists. Find that sweet stillness, body and mind. Bend the knees even more now so you can walk the hands back towards the feet, towards the back of your mat. Coming into your forward fold where you can take the hands to the shins, lift up as you breathe in. Exhale to fold. Inhale to lift. You might be able to extend the arms out to the side, reach the heels back, crown forward, and then diving down as you exhale. Bend the knees even more and skim the fingers up the front of the legs as you inhale, finding your way up into your Tadasana with the shoulders back. Maybe you notice you're just standing a whole lot taller right now. Could you again let the knees be off lock and just feel the weight moving down evenly and effortlessly through the legs. With the palms turned out to the side as you breathe in, extend the up and overhead and exhale down through center. Take a heart opening breath and exhale. Inhale and exhale. So this time lift the right leg up and find your eagle pose. So you could just bring the big toe to the outside of the left little toe and bend the left leg. It's a great variation. Or you could lift that foot off the floor, bend both legs, draw them together. Take a breath as you begin to open your wings, and then bring the opposite elbow on top. Left elbow on top, palms meet. Left and right sides of the body uniting. Steady breath complements your steady gaze. Unraveling, scooping the arms up, breathe in. Smile into the breath and exhale to fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Walking the hands all the way forward into downward dog. Moving forward into your plank or half plank as you inhale. Exhale to release. Inhale, Lotus pose, Shalabhasana. Coming all the way down to bring the hands under the shoulders. Firm through the belly. Come up through hands and knees. Back up into down dog. Either from hands and knees or downward dog, extend the left leg up. Knee in towards the nose. Exhale. Tiger curl. Inhale. Still moving the leg through center. Exhale. Last time, lift, taking the foot forward between the hands. Prepare to set here foot, warrior two. Left heel, right instep, left knee, left ankle. Right heel out further than the right little toe. Notice how happy your hips are. Just allow them to move into their own natural alignment. You might like to take the hands lightly to the lower ribs and rotate the chest around to the long side of your mat. And just check that that left knee hasn't moved off the left ankle. Adding the arms as you extend out to the fingertips. Let the shoulders relax. Feel into a relaxed breath, a relaxed state. Relax because you know that everything is just as it should be. And at this point, you may even be able to step back just from a little of the control. As you inhale, take the arms up, straighten the left leg, palms meet. Exhale back into warrior two. Moving into reverse warrior, flip the left palm, inhale. Feel the left rib cage expanding. Every breath, exercising those intercostal muscles. Your body thanking you.
With this openness, lean back a little further, press into that front big toe, reach back into the left fingertips. And don't lose this space now as you reach out and down. So the front knee is bent ever so slightly. And once again, the rib cage rotates around, so the center of the chest aims towards the long side of the mat. Of course, the top hand, the right hand, could stay on the hip. You may like to reach it up. So checking with the breath is always such an important way to guide through your own practice. You'll notice that if you reach down too far and the chest collapses, it's very difficult to breathe. So if you need to come up a little higher, start with that. Enjoy that. Remember what that breath feels like, tastes like, before perhaps moving deeper. As you lift up through those top fingertips, you can now bend that left knee, create the shelf, and reach the right arm up and over. So to resist collapsing on this left side, actively engage the left elbow into the right knee or thigh. So you start to create this banana shape with the spine. And as you free up that whole right side of the body, keep reaching back into the right heel. Enjoy each and every breath. Right hand can come down past the right ear. Walk the hands around to the middle of your mat. Go a little wider with the feet if you need to, but turn the big toes in towards each other. And fold. And having that micro bend through the knees is super important, particularly if you're hyper flexible, you don't want to hyperextend the legs. Of course, you've got the option to stay as you are or bring your right hand into the middle of your mat and take the left arm up as you breathe in. As you exhale, bring the hand down and follow the fingertips with your gaze. Inhale. And exhale. Feel the breath picking up the body. Last time, opening, press into the bottom hand, extend up through the top fingertips. Releasing all the way back down. And fold. You might even bend the elbows. Feel the weight of the head heavy. Making your way back around to the front of your mat, lift on up, bend the knees. Find that runner's lunge as you frame the left foot, reach back through the right heel. And then plant the hands down and find your three-legged dog or on hands and knees. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale, lifting. The knee is going to the left armpit, shoulders come forward over the wrists. And last time, bringing the knee over to the right armpit. Stepping the foot out to the side, fallen star. Outside of left foot, inside of right foot. Lift up through that left hip that wants to reach down and touch the earth. Bringing the hand all the way down, taking the left leg to the air, and finding your pigeon pose. Left knee forward, find length through the back leg, center of the back knee.
And a slow and steady breath. Simply aim to find the space between each breath. If you allow it to be so, there is a natural pause at the top of the inhale before you need to breathe out. And at the bottom of the exhale before you need to breathe in. And go there now and feel your way. Sense that quiet spaciousness. And as the mind occasionally becomes distracted by those passing thoughts or ideas, reminded to be more and more present as you add the counts to the out-breath. Remembering that you're in no hurry at all. And that with patience and trust, you know the deepest levels of your body are receiving an upshift in energy, opportunity to release, an increase in inner harmony. Prepare to come up and find your way back into down dog. It can be really tempting to move the body in down dog, but what if you were to find and experience that continual stillness and trust that in this stillness all will be revealed as is needed. And you could simply settle back and observe. Notice and be in awe of this incredible body and the systems within. So as you bring the hands to the back of the mat, bending the knees, walking them back towards you, so that you can take the hands to the shins and inhale the crown forward and tail back. And exhale to fold, drawing the chest towards the thighs. Inhale to lift. Option to extend the arms out and feel the sense of uplift under the chest, the arms and the palms. And exhale to fold. The halfway lift just once more, extending the wings out as an option there for you. Bend the knees even more, press into the feet. Inhale and rise up strongly, palms meet overhead, and exhale them all the way down through center. Inhale and circle the arms up and feel that energy pouring down through your body. Funneling down through the legs into the earth, supporting you here today.
You may be able to sense that a little more just by having those knees just a tiny bit softer. And just once more, we'll join the arms up and overhead and return them down to the center of the chest. Lift up through the chest as you breathe in and expand the heart. Maybe look up, bend the elbows. Exhale to center. Feel yourself drinking it all in, the energy, the possibilities, the goodness of moving and being more and more present within your body. And then you can take the left leg up and cross it over into your eagle or Garudasana, big toe to little toe. Or let the leg come over the top. But as you bend the right leg, you're creating that bind as the legs meet. You can reach the arms wide. Then bring the elbows over, left over, beg your pardon, right over left. Relaxing through the jaw, smile into it. Feel yourself take flight. So good. Release. Feet down. Extend the arms. Take a breath in. Feel yourself taller, longer, more spacious, more easy to move in your skin as you dive forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Folding and walking the hands forward. Finding your plank pose or half plank. Bringing the shoulders over the wrists. Exhale to release all the way down. Inhale your chosen back bend here. Could be Sphinx, Cobra or Locust. I'm going with Cobra. And touching all the way down with the third eye. From here you can roll over onto your back. And even if you can't see me because of that slight adjustment, you'll be able to follow my voice, I'm sure. On your back, you've got your knees bent and the soles of the feet on the floor. You may even be able to touch the heels with your fingertips. And in that way, simply notice that the feet are hip-width apart. You may like to have a little peek and see the knees tracking over the ankles, so they're not collapsing in or moving out to the sides. And then could you ground down a little more through open palms? Press into all 10 toes, all of the fingertips and thumbs. And as you breathe in, what would it be like to lift the hips now, the belly, the chest, just into an easy, light bridge pose. And then from the top down, exhale the spine to reconnect with the earth. So only coming up enough as you inhale that the knees stay parallel to one another and they're just in line with the hips and the ankles. And sometimes that can feel like harder work, but let's keep everything aligned here. So that rather than thinking this is harder work, notice that those parts of the muscles that are often off duty or not needing to work as much, such as the glutes, and now actually called to the front line. And you're using them to support this action. And as we know, the lower back is generally bendier than the mid and upper back. So what if you were to lift up and press into the elbows and the shoulders a little more? Lift the chest up. And exhale your way slowly back down. And just take 2 more like that.
driving into the heels, the elbows, the shoulders, hugging the inner thighs in, and releasing down with so much control. Really listening to the messages that your body is giving you as you come up just one more time here. Releasing all the way back down. Tucking the hands underneath the buttocks with the palms down. Bring the knees in towards the chest. Of course, if you need to hold the legs, you've got that option. Otherwise, you can take the legs up. You could lift the hips a little more and tuck the hands even more under the buttocks. And that should give you a nice little support there. It should feel effortless on the lower back. The weight of the bottom, the hips are resting into the top of the hands. And feel that release now through the legs, the hamstrings, the legs that do so much for us. A moment of pausing and thanks and deep appreciation. And then you can bend the knees, bring the feet down. Lift up through the hips to release the hands and lengthen one leg at a time down to the corners of your mat. Find space for the arms to rest out to the sides of the body. And get a sense that your whole body is melting down now into the floor. Notice where your heels touch down and the back of your legs. Relax all around the thighs and the buttocks so that from the lower half of your body, it's like you're melting into quicksand and just being released away from the upward pull of the rest of your body. And what if you were to also feel all of the muscles surrounding your spine just letting go now? The shoulder blades and the shoulders. And those arms just melting all the way down into soft sand. And the way that beach sand moves all around your body, so that every part of you is encased in this warmth and support. All around the back of your neck and the back of your head. So that right now you couldn't move even if you wanted to. The way you've released your body right now means you are deeply, deeply relaxed. And it feels so good to be deeply, deeply relaxed. And all you could possibly do is just notice your breath, the soft movement of your belly, a light touch of air in your nostrils. And it feels so, so good.
residue tension or tiredness within your body is just dissolving away now like mist. And it feels so good. That you grant yourself just a little more time to enjoy it. Because you choose to. And if you are able to stay a little longer, please do so. Otherwise, take your time to move your body with the same care and attention, so that eventually you roll to your preferred side. And you're in no hurry. So you kindly move through this transition of lying back to finally finding your way into your comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you today. I do hope that this practice brings you much peace and joy in the coming days. Namaste.